Yo, pour one out for all my 0-3 teams, my 1-2 teams. Where you guys at, dude? Hit me up with a like, give with a comment. Let me know in the comment section if you guys are struggling, if you feel like you have a fucking baller ass team, but you just can't figure it out. You just can't get any dubs. Dude, I'm right there with you, man. Except I don't have that baller team. So we got to try to work the waiver wire, man. We got to try to find some value. I think you can't win at the draft. You could definitely lose at the draft, and you can definitely lose if you don't make waiver wire pickups. So let's see, man. Let's see what we got, dude. We're gonna look at sleeper. We're just gonna look right into the trending players, and I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on some of like the top picks. So starting from the top, Joshua Palmer seems to be the most picked up dude, 1.3 or almost 1.4 million pickups. That's a crazy number just to know that everyone is still in it. As the season progresses, that number will go down. Less and less people give a fuck. So Josh Palmer, obviously we have the Mike Williams injury. He is the most dropped player, corresponding with the Josh Palmer most picked up player. It looks like he should slide in as like the number 2 guy. He's been working as the number 3 guy. So I suspect Palmer being like the number 2/number 3 guy, with obviously Quentin Johnston also coming in and being like, jockeying him for that number 2 role. So I expect Quentin Johnston to play a little bit more and progressively more, gradually more throughout the season. But I think Joshua Palmer slides in right away as like a serviceable flex play for you guys. So I think in like a fab type of environment, I'd be throwing anywhere from like 10 to 25% at Josh Palmer, because we know this is a season-ending injury, right? And you need to take a stab at Josh and Quentin, and just hope that the one that has been around, he's a third-year player. Josh Palmer, he has been serviceable in the past, especially last season. So I think Josh Palmer's the play. I'd throw up to 25% at him if you're wide receiver needy, like I am, like I probably will be doing. So the next guy is Devon A-Chain. Devon A-Chain has been a dude that I've been touting all off season. I've been big on him. I've been drafting him in every single league you guys can see here. I actually have him in this league that I'm looking at. Dynamic, right? He had almost 50 fantasy points in PPR, maybe more in PPR actually. I don't imagine him being able to do that again, especially considering Mostert's still going to be the lead guy. But I would drop fat stacks on fucking Devon A-Chain, man, because he's a part of the best offense, probably the best offense we've seen in many years, right? Schematically, I think nobody is doing as good of a job as the Dolphins are doing at the moment from a talent perspective, schematic perspective. They look so fucking good, and you want as many pieces of this offense as you can get. And Devon A-Chain represents a potentially significant piece of this offense moving forward, right? It's going to be tough to get Tyreek. It's going to be tough to get Waddle from anybody. It's going to be tough to get Raheem Mostert from his current owner. But Devon A-Chain, dude, if he's available on your waiver wire, drop it, drop it, drop all the stacks, dude. Let it rain. Don't hit up the strip club with that fab, dude. Hit it on Devon A-Chain. Throw as much as you can on him, because he's going to be an absolute beast. Um, Whatever you have, dude. If you're running back needy, I'd go all in. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't give a shit, dude. Like I'm sick of seeing everybody else fucking win, dude. I'm sick of seeing my middle-aged fucking balding league mates, my home league mates, fucking dropping their fat stacks on Puka Nakua, on Kyron Williams, and them profiting, dude. I'm sick of it. It's our turn, boys. We eat today. So anyway, Devon A-Chain, drop it. Next guy is going to be Tank Dell. So Tank Dell's a guy that he was on last week's waiver wire pickup show. Again, he's already 49% rostered. And I think after 2 very big weeks, not a lot of production and opportunity, but a lot of I'm sorry, not a lot of opportunity, but a lot of production. So Tank Dell's a guy that I would be trying to get if he's still available. He looks good, man. The Houston offense looks good. It looks like it's definitely capable. They're throwing the ball a lot, and Tank Dell's kind of being the beneficiary of that. So last week he had like 10 targets with a touchdown. This week he had less targets, but more yardage and a touchdown. So if you're wide receiver needy, I'd go for him. Adam Thielen, the amount of sadness that I feel just looking at the history, dude. I picked him up for $1 on the 20th, so during last week, and then I dropped him on the 23rd because I had to drop someone because I had an IR player coming off IR, which is Gainwell, and now I'm just sad that Gainwell's even on my team. I should have just kept Thielen. But if Adam Thielen's on your waiver wire, he's a veteran. He's a stalwart of this offense. He's the guy that gets most of the targets now in this offense. Now, you could chalk it up to matchup plus Andy Dalton coming in is why he had 14 targets for 145 and a touchdown. But dude, he's talented, man. I know he's old. I know he's, grandpa Thielen, but if he's going to be like the main guy and they play Minnesota this week, that's another matchup that I can see them taking advantage of, especially if Andy Dalton's going to be starting again. So if you need like a 1-2 week rental plus some utility throughout the season, I'd be going for Thielen. Quentin Johnson, somebody that I'm very worried about because he could not get on the field. He needed a season-ending injury just to for them to say he's going to get on the field, right? So I'd be a little bit weary, but it's the same thing with Palmer, where it's like you got to just like take your shot, man. Take your shot and just hope that he gets the opportunity, and hope that in that first game that he gets the opportunity, he makes a play. Like he's supremely talented. He's probably one of the more talented players in the draft. But dude, if he's not getting the opportunity, man, I don't know. I just don't know. Marvin Mims is another guy. I'm a huge fan of Marvin Mims. I'm very excited for what can be coming up, especially considering that the Broncos are 0-3, man. So I'm cheering for them to go 0-4, 0-5, 0-6, because then they might want to see what they have in this guy, right? They might be like, all right, let's put the rookies in, let's put the young boys in, let's see what we got. Fuck Cortland Sutton, let's trade him for some picks, let's trade Jerry Jeudy. And it could be the Marvin Mims show. I just don't. I like the problem is that he's not getting a lot of opportunity. Right? He's getting like fucking 20. He hasn't had more than 27% of the snaps. But with the opportunity he gets, he's popping off, dude. He only had 3 receptions for 73 yards, but he had a special teams return touchdown, like in garbage time, kind of. But dude, he's just making plays, man. Like if they don't give him opportunity because he's making plays, then Sean Payton really is garbage, dude, and they've overpaid and they overspent to get him there. Next guy, Sam Laporta, if he's on your waiver wire and you need a tight end. I mean, if you don't have Kelsey, Andrews, or Kittle, you should be spending almost everything you have if you're tight end needy, and Sam Laporta is on the waiver wire. I don't think he is in most leagues, but if you're in a taco league, if you're in a dog water league, Laporta, dude, spend what you got to spend, because right now the tight end landscape is sad, dude. Donald Parham. Ignore him, dude. Ignore Parham. He had 2 receptions for 2 touchdowns. I don't give a shit. He is a very touchdown dependent, only playing 50% of the snaps. If you're looking for a guy who could get you a touchdown, I guess you could do worse for sure. But he's like the 5th option on an offense where he's just gonna be too boomer bust, too hit or miss for you. So, and then the next guy, DJ Chark. I'm actually excited about DJ Chark. I'm gonna be making some bids for him. And his like first real game back, like he was back last week, but he only played 60% of the snaps. Only had 1 reception for 15 yards. Didn't really do much. And then last week, 11 targets, dude. 4 of them for a long touchdown, 86 yards and a touchdown. And I think he had a long touchdown catch, so otherwise he didn't do much. But 11 targets. Um, the Panthers are pretty needy for some talent right now, especially at the wide receiver position. So we might have like a Thielen Chark type of situation with, like, I think Mingo coming in too for some swag. But for the most part, dude, I think DJ Chark's a great I wouldn't even say boom or bust. I would say he's just a good option, man. He's always been a good deep threat. I'd be throwing some stacks at him, dude, and seeing what happens moving forward, because you can get him pretty cheap. You can spend like no more than 10% of your fab, and you can probably pick them up. And then obviously super flex leagues, if you need a quarterback, Jameis Winston should be the starter for the next couple weeks, potentially with Derek Carr being injured. Josh Downs had 11 targets, 12 targets for 8 and 57. So he's getting a lot of shallow stuff, but he's a burner, dude. He can potentially house some of these catches, some of these like slant routes and stuff like that. If you need a tight end, which I do, I'll be spending a lot of money on Luke Musgrave this week, because he's getting targets, man. He had 8 targets, 6 receptions for 49. And dude, every single week, all 3 weeks, he's been an overthrow away from being the tight end 1 on the week. He's had a deep throw that was overthrown by Jordan Love every single week. Pull up the fucking video, dude. Whoever's editing my videos, which is myself, pull up the video and show it here right now. And yeah, Musgrave. If you need a tight end, pick him up. I'd ignore Rico Dowdle. I would ignore Parham, obviously. I would ignore Yeah, I mean, everybody else is probably most likely rostered, right? 60%. Tutu's 3 weeks in a row, dude. He's heating up. That's bona fide fantasy starter until Cup is back. And even when Cup is back, he could remain that deep threat. Joshua Dobbs, if you're just absolutely needy at quarterback. Calvin Austin had kind of a fluke play, so I wouldn't really chase that. 72 on only 2 receptions for a touchdown. It's just like a breakaway touchdown. Melvin Gordon could end up getting the start this week if Gus Edwards is concussed. So this is interesting. If Justin Hill comes back, he probably starts. But if Justice Hill remains out and Gus Edwards remains out because of the concussion, Melvin Gordon, low key, sneaky start, man. Low key. Don't tell anybody. Um, yeah, the rest of these guys aren't even worth going over, man. That's my those are my thoughts, dude. Let me know what you guys think about this format, about just going through the sleeper trending. If you guys think that's I guess there's also the drops part. I mean, I wouldn't drop Josh Reynolds. I wouldn't drop I mean, I'm gonna drop Joshua Kelly just out of spite, just out of anger. Because I've started him 2 weeks in a row and I've lost both weeks, probably because of him. Um, I wouldn't drop yeah, I mean, I'd drop Tony Jones because Kamara's back. I wouldn't drop Kadarius Tony. Just you just can't, right? I wouldn't drop Zach Ertz. Just one down week where they were playing from ahead most of the time, so they didn't really need him too much. Definitely don't drop Jahan Dotson. Things could change. Don't drop Traylon Burks. You could probably drop Darnell Mooney. I think he just flashed in the. It was a flash in the pan that one week. He caught like a random long touchdown. Don't drop Samaje. Obviously, he's a effective handcuff, plus he actually gets some run as like a desperation flex. Don't drop any of don't drop You can drop Breida, you can drop yeah, I mean, you guys fucking know, dude. You don't need me to tell you. Hope you guys liked the video. Hit me up with a like, with a subscribe. It really helps, man. Hit me in the comments if you guys need help with like trade questions. I've been getting a lot of trade questions from you guys, so if you do have some, hit me up. I'm down. Tell me your roster, dude. It helps if you tell me what your roster is, and then I can probably help you with your trade questions. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.